Sarah got married to her high school boyfriend Jack. For 10 good years, they were a loving couple. God blessed them with children and immense wealth, and they lived a comfortable and happy life until one day Jack came back home with news that he had lost his job because their company was struggling financially. Sarah, being a loving and loyal wife, hugged her husband and assured him that everything would be okay and that God would provide for them. As days went by, bills started piling and Sarah's salary could no longer cater for entire household needs. Sarah felt so desperate to find a solution for their mounting debts and threat of bankruptcy. One Sunday, as Sarah sat in church listening to Pastor Matthew's sermon, an idea formed in her mind. Pastor Matthew was a successful businessman who owned a thriving company, and he was known for his generosity and willingness to help those in need. Sarah knew that getting her husband a job would solve all their financial problems. After service, Sarah approached Pastor Matthew and poured out her heart to him. Moved by Sarah's plight, Pastor Matthew offered to help Jack to find a job. However, he made it clear that there would be a catch. He wanted Jack to come and ask help from him by himself. And secondly, he wanted Sarah to spend more time with him. Sarah was hesitant and she walked out more hurt. She could not believe what her pastor wanted her to do. She went home and talked to her husband, pleading with him to ask Pastor Matthew for help. But Jack's ego could not allow him to stoop low and ask their pastor for help. He warned his wife to stay away from Pastor Matthew and that God would provide for them. Sarah sat down in deep thoughts, and the thought of finally being able to provide for her family pushed her to agree to Pastor Matthew's offer. As Sarah spent more time with Pastor Matthew, she found herself drawn to him in a way she hadn't expected. He was kind, charming, and supportive, everything Jack hadn't been in the recent months. Slowly and surely, Sarah found herself falling in love with the pastor. She found herself falling deeper into a web of lies and deceit as she continued to meet Pastor Matthew in secret, trading her body for money. But as the whispers and rumors started swirling around the church, Sarah knew that her deceitful actions were catching up with her. When her husband discovered the truth from a video that was leaked, he felt betrayed and heartbroken. He could not comprehend how the woman he loved so much had sunk that low. Sarah faced the consequences of her actions. She realized that she had lost more than just her dignity, but she had also lost her marriage and the trust of the community she once belonged to. Sarah moved out of her house and Pastor Matthew was banished out of his own church. Months later, Jack got a new job, better than what he had lost, and after several therapy session, he decided to forgive his wife. He accepted her back to their home and they worked together to overcome the betrayal and rebuild trust. They vowed never to allow any outside influence to come between them again. The end. If you have enjoyed this story this far, please do not leave without giving it a like, subscribe and share, and please consider leaving a comment on the comment section telling me whether you enjoyed the story and telling me whatever city or country you're watching me from for me to give you a shout out on the next episode of Wonder Tales by Julian.